Okay, so the question is the question du jour, question of the day, or the question of the week, perhaps, is why TransAsia? Why now? Why NWA on Monday, April the 4th, 2016? Are you digging up this old dead horse? And I have extremely good reasons for it. What you see on the screen is really the biggest reason. All these channels were involved in pushing. They were the main channels, the biggest channels. There's a lot more of them that are out there, but they're not really noteworthy, or they're not popular or anything like that. These are all the channels that were hugely behind calling TransAsia hoax. Now we know 100% that TransAsia was a real crash. We know that, just like we know 100%, of course, that the Earth is round. It's an oblate spheroid. Okay, we know that. So, what do we got here, and why is this important? Well, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, big time flat Earth, question mark, flat Earth, flat Earth. Now let's take that a step further. NASA hoax, big time. NASA hoax, everything NASA's fake. Big time NASA hoax, huge time NASA hoax. Of course, NASA hoax, the top of the Gopher pyramid. NASA hoax, big time NASA hoax, NASA hoax. You see the patterns. What else is common with all these channels? They're all way more popular now than they were when they were covering even TransAsia. Russian Vids here made the claim that anyone over 10,000 subs is 100% a shill. Now he has 27,000 plus subs. These two people are the same. That's the same character. It's just a different account. Lesta and John. I think that's the most obvious thing. John LeBon has and his name isn't John anyways, it's just named after Gustav, has a whole bunch of other accounts too. It's a whole operation. Dave Johnson. So maybe we'll just go through each character. Now, I just want to make this clear in the beginning. I really hope Truth Media is not part of this and he just fell in with the wrong crowd. He needs to get out. He does need to apologize to me. All right, it doesn't have to be anything super, but a nice sort of apology and an admittance that you were wrong on TransAsia, and I would gladly take down the videos I put up on you and we move on. But you right now are in with a really bad group of people, so I have to question what you are doing, and since you have the most subs out of all these people, that is concerning. Of course, I really, because of my friendship that I had with him in the past, I really want to believe that this guy just, that's it. He just fell into the wrong crowd, made some mistakes, pride got to him, and he couldn't, deal with it or whatever. But a lot of his behavior during TransAsia was very, troubling. So, let's take a look. So we got deep inside the rabbit hole, obvious shill, one of the most obvious shills on YouTube. Just everything is a hoax, everything's fake. Of course, the flat Earth. Russian Vids, of course, the same thing. This guy is so dumb, he actually claims that the clouds go behind the moon. Lesta and Idiom, John LeBon's, fake account. Dave Johnson, that's a really interesting one. And, what I'm saying, these people have got way more popular. So the damage that they are causing with their flat Earth NASA hoax, it all stems from this, right? If people would have realized that these channels, with the possible exception of Truth Media, were shilling big time with TransAsia, we wouldn't be in this mess. These people would be thrown out, nobody would take them seriously, and there'd be no trouble. But the opposite has happened. These people have gotten way more popular, and the damage that they're causing is much more severe. So a perfect example is Dave Johnson. So Dave Johnson has appeared on every news media outlet over the last month or so, from Time Magazine to Entertainment Tonight to BBC to you name it. Why? Because he is a shill who pushed that Alex, or not Alex Israel, Katie Foley is really John Bennett Ramsey. And they're using that particular meme to make us all look crazy. And we know that there's a full-on attack on truthers. The flat earth, of course, do I even need to mention? All right, so all of these channels are putting out, like PGA here is putting out a shitload of videos. I mean, it's like a full-time affair. And most of them are just garbage. They make us all look like raving lunatics. And so, and you know, this is a real problem. All right, it's a real problem. So I would make a strong appeal for the last time for Truth Media to get out of there. You know, get away from these people, distance yourself, come out, apologize, and we can let it go. I don't hold grudges, but I'm very upset about this TransAsia. Now, on top of that, I was stalked, harassed. I mean, I can't even begin to describe how awful it was to sit through and come out. Like, when I came out and I called TransAsia a real crash, it was a full-out assault on me for months on end. It was absolutely awful. It was the worst time I ever had being a truther, without a doubt. It made me just... It turned my stomach. It made me want to never be a part of this. It was just awful. And these people were largely behind it. Yeah, big time. Now, I could go into the comments. I could go into all the attacks. I can go into all the videos that were made about me. Hundreds, if not thousands, during that time. I'd rather not. But I'd rather you get the idea that we've got a serious problem. And when all the channels that push TransAsia as being fake are the same ones that are pushing Flat Earth, are the same ones that are pushing all space is fake, NASA's fake, do you see why? That is the reason. So if people had realized back in the day that this event here was very pivotal, it was very monumental when it comes to truth or lore, truth or history, especially on YouTube, and that if we learned our lessons properly from TransAsia, none of these characters would have a voice anymore, and nobody would listen to them or ever take them seriously again. And that's the way it should be, with the possible exception of Truth Media Revolution. I'm really holding out that I have a I'm just hoping, you know, that there is a shred of decency in the guy and that he'll just come out and do the right thing. But these other guys, there's no chance. I mean, I would sooner curb stomp you than give you the time of day. That's right, John. So you people are just awful shills, essentially, and you're here to sink the truth movement. So that is why. And I just happened to do it now because, well, it just happened to be the right time. It just felt like the right time for me to come back, okay? Now, I'd rather not spend weeks, of course, on this. I'd rather have a few days or a couple days, get it all out, and then move on. I want it out there so people could learn from it. That's what it is. You learn from it, okay? You learn what the tactics are, how they do this, how the cognitive infiltration in the truth movement works. And if you learn that, it's all cool, right? That's what it's for. It's not for the shills. I don't put this up for the haters or the shills or the trolls. I put this up for the good people that are here. Don't fall for these channels at all. You know, these are disinfo channels. So that's why I'm doing it, you know. And these people went after me like I was going out of style. I mean, it was an obsession to try to sink me, and it was an awful experience for me. So I will, you know, with the only one I'm willing to ever forgive is Truth Media. That's it. Everyone else there's no chance. I'll never forgive you. I'll never have anything to do with you, and I think you're scum. That's what I think. So, and I'd love to say it to your face, and this is just awful. Take John Lennon off. You don't deserve to have that there. All right? These people are awful. All right? So, you know, Truth Media, I really hope you do the right thing. I mean, if you're legit, if you're not legit, well, then you're obviously not going to do it. But if you're legit, you need to get away from these people. Okay? You need to get far away, and you need to come out, apologize for TransAsia, and I will certainly be happy to take those videos down, and we can all move on. But the other ones, there's no chance. You're done. I will, well, I already have, and I will continue to expose whatever disinfo that you're putting out there. So yeah, that is why, okay? It's a big deal. When the flat earth thing happened, that is what happened, okay? Because we were watching all these channels, and then they all came out with the flat earth. Now, Truth Media wasn't part of that, but all the other ones were. All right? And they've all been pushing the NASA hoax. And I've looked at all these NASA hoax videos, especially from these characters. They're really bad videos. I mean, they're just full of shit. They're lies, essentially. There's no truth to them. All right? So it's a real problem. Okay? You need to understand that. It's a real fucking problem. When Dave Johnson gets, 3 million views for John Bennett Ramsey, or plus, I don't know how many. I mean, and then it's on every corporate media outlet. Les Danedium was the one who is directly, John LeBon, right? Directly responsible for TransAsia. That is what Truth Media fell for, was the disinfo. If only he would have talked to me first, I would have told him right away. Russian vids, right? Deep inside the bullshit hole, all the flat earth thing. It's all connected. That is why. So I don't feel good doing it. It's not pleasant to do this. It's not like, oh yeah, wow, I get to do this. I'm going to expose this hideous, idiotic, stupidest psyop ever. No, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It doesn't feel good, okay? But it's got to be done. All right? So, and that's it. We're here a full year and a month later, 2 months later, 14 months after the event, and it's clear as day that it was a real event, and it's clear as day that these channels are just awful. So there you go. That's the explanation.